Are you having troubles with getting into the right form for your lower body exercises? Are you having a lot of injuries after doing lower body workouts? Or do you just want to work on your flexibility? This is the video for you. We are gonna go over some of my favorite lower body stretches that are really great for after any kind of lower body workouts. They're going to help with your flexibility, they're gonna help prevent injury, and they're gonna help with your form so you can get the most out of your workouts. Swipe over and take a look. The first stretch is a pike stretch. So if you're really tight or you don't have a whole lot of flexibility, I recommend grabbing one of these resistance bands. They're gonna help you out. You're gonna start with your legs straight in front. Move your booty out of the way. Keep the big toes together and flex. Put your band around your feet. Sit up nice and tall and pull your chest towards your knees. For flexibility, you're gonna wanna hold this stretch for at least a minute. If you're doing this stretch as a post-workout stretch, you wanna hold your stretch for at least 30 seconds. That's the essential time. But if you're working on flexibility, hold it as long as possible. If you wanna get it even deeper in this stretch, you can put one hand behind your back, take your opposite hand and reach for the same leg that your arm is behind. And then you're obviously gonna do the other side. So my left arm's behind my back and I'm reaching for the outside of my right foot. Or you're holding onto your band and pulling your shoulder towards that opposite knee. My favorite is to do 1 minute with both legs in front, 1 minute reaching for the opposite leg, and 1 minute reaching for the other leg. Then one last time, right down the middle, and you got yourself a really good hamstring stretch. The next stretch is a lunge stretch. So you're gonna have one leg in front. Make sure that knee stays over the ankle. Opposite leg is behind you. One hand on either side of the leg. I can even pull my left leg back a little bit further. And you're just gonna relax while you push your hips down towards the ground and pull your heel towards your knee. So there's lots of activation here. If you can't put one hand on either side of your leg, don't worry, it takes time. You can always start just being upright here. Keep that belly button pulled in and press the hips forward. I usually hold this lunge stretch for at least a minute to work on flexibility so I can stretch out the hip flexor, which is right here. And you're also probably gonna feel it a lot in the hamstrings. After I hold this position, I go straight into my half pigeon, which means I'm taking my leg, I'm laying it down so that my knee is on the right side of my mat and my foot's on the left side. I push my leg back a little bit further and I start sitting up here. If you're really flexible and you also want to work on getting a quad stretch, you can also take your right hand and reach back to grab that left leg. After I've held this position for a while, I usually come down to my elbows and get an even deeper stretch in that right hip. It's really essential that you have equal weight on both limbs. Try not to sit off onto the glute that has the leg bent. You want to stay on equal sides, so you should be feeling this in your hip flexor and in that right hip. The last ones I like to do are standing. So for this one, your feet are going to be about hip width apart, slight bend in the knees, and you're just gonna roll your body down. This is known as a ragdoll position. So slightly bent knees, getting a nice stretch in the hamstrings. You're also gonna feel it in the lower back and in the spine. I like to first take my hands, bring them behind my back, straighten my arms, and try to come up and over my head as I'm really relaxing the head down. Shake the head out for no, nod it yes. This is a nice shoulder and chest stretch while I'm also getting a hamstring stretch. After I do the chest and shoulder stretch, I'll go into the actual ragdoll position, which is grabbing onto your elbows, and I just like pull my elbows down towards the ground, opening the shoulder blades up. And I could really feel a nice separation in my vertebrae here. After holding each of those for about 30 seconds, I'll straighten just one leg, keep the other leg bent, and just hold this position here. This is gonna get a deeper stretch in that right hamstring. Then I'll switch. And the deeper you bend that leg and pull the opposite hip up, the more stretch you'll feel even in your lower back. So like I said, those are some really easy stretches that you can do. They only take a few minutes. But the more you can stretch, the better you're gonna be at hitting all of those right positions in your exercises, which means you're gonna make the most out of your workouts and get to your goals the fastest. It's also really important to stretch just for your overall mental and emotional health too. I highly recommend, if you don't have a personal trainer or have never had one, hire one to help create a personalized stretching routine just for you, based off of your work life and your home life. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and feel free to DM me for a free consultation so I can help you get started on your health and fitness journey.